What's going on, everybody? It's the big dog King Lee back with another rundown. You know what I'm saying? This time it's a Friday night rundown. Um, already did two Monday night rundowns. I was slacking last week on the Friday night rundown, but I will be doing Monday night rundowns and Friday night rundowns. So this is my first Friday night rundown. We're gonna get into it. Like I told y'all, every episode I do, I'm gonna have one of my silent partners with me today. I got my boy, you know what I'm saying? I got my boy Solo with me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You got my boy Solo with me today. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Solo. But yeah, man, let's get straight into the episode. Friday night rundown. They started off with my boy L.A. Knight A.L. coming out. Boy L.A. Knight came out. He was spitting some game. You know what I'm talking about? And he was basically just talking about how he got played how he got played last week. How his match, he obviously last week it was him versus Drew for a number one contenders match, and it got interrupted by Solo, Damian, and Jacob. It turned into a big ass brawl, and Jacob started, doing all his moonsaults and backflips and jumping on everybody. So he came out. Damian Priest. He started talking about Damian Priest, how Damian Priest is the one who actually caused the DQ last week. So he started speaking on Damian. Damian came out, like, hey, bro, they made it clear with each other, like, hey, we ain't got no problem with each other, you know what I mean? But you keep talking about me, you got my name in your mouth, in LA, like, well, bro, you talking shit and da da da. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to have a match later on tonight, just on some respectful shit, just man to man, babyface versus babyface, you know what I mean? That's always a good match. Just like heel versus heel is always a good match, you know what I mean? But uh so they get to talking shit, going back and forth, and it was a good match. It was a good match, man, until Solo came out again and interrupted the match again. I think he came out and jumped on Damian Priest outside the ring. I'm like, damn, Solo, what the hell you got going on, bro? What you coming out interrupting the match for, bro? Like, damn. I am kind of confused why they keep having Solo like interrupt all these matches. I'm like, damn, like, Solo seemed kind of like a hater. Like he just putting himself in all these situations he ain't got shit to do with. He not the United States champion. He's not in line for a championship match. He don't got no problem with Damian, Drew, or LA Knight personally or nothing. So I'm confused on why Solo keep interrupting all these matches and getting involved with everything. But anyways, that basically leads into later in the night where Solo is basically in the office with Nick Aldis, and he basically talking this shit. He like, man, we got all it's getting crazy. I know I'm interrupting all these matches and everything. Everybody trying to get a shot at the title. It's a lot going on. Like, what we doing, Nick? You know what I'm saying? And Nick basically tells Solo, like, Solo, you the one getting involved in it with everything, you know what I mean? So basically Nick Aldis went to set up a triple threat match with Jacob, LA Knight, Damian Priest, right? So Solo go to tell Nick, like, basically, hey, bro, like, technically Drew is the one who won the match through DQ last week. So Drew is the number one contender. If anything, it should be a one-on-one match with Drew and Jacob. Nick Aldis like, you know what? You right. I can't forget about Drew, right? throw Drew in the match. So now at Backlash, we got a fatal 4-way. Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, LA Knight. Already, I mean, the card is not complete, obviously, but already I'm thinking that's going to be the match of the night. I ain't even seen the full card yet. Obviously, it's maybe 1 or 2 matches left to put on there. I mean, so far we got John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Undisputed title. We got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the women's Intercontinental title. We got Gunther versus Pat McAfee for whatever reason. Like I told y'all, this is supposed to be a storyline somehow leading up to Gunther versus Goldberg at SummerSlam, but we'll see. What other match? What am I missing? Oh, obviously we got Jey Uso versus Logan Paul at Backlash, and then it's looking like, yeah. And then we got the Fatal 4-way that I just mentioned. So already I'm thinking that's going to be a match of the night. Jacob Fatu versus Damian versus Drew versus LA Knight. Fatal 4-way for the United States Championship. Match of the night contender to me already. But moving on from that, we had that match with Fraxium versus Pretty Deadly. That was a good match. I like Fraxium, man. They a fast paced, well-oiled machine, man. They work good together. They got similar styles. Both fast, quick, both high flyers, both precision strikers. Nathan Frazier is dope, man. Like, I like him. Like, everybody be talking about Braun Breaker and the way he run the ropes, which nobody run the ropes like him. I'm not saying Frazier is Braun, because pound for pound, Braun is definitely the most impressive when it comes to speed, WWE, pound for pound. But if we talking about running the ropes and speed, Nathan Frazier is up there with Braun Breaker. If you really watching and paying attention, Nathan Frazier is up there with the speed and running the ropes. Joe Tessitore was saying on commentary that Nathan Frazier played soccer in high school and college, so he got that under his belt as far as like the speed. And at the same time in college, he was training for pro wrestling at Seth Rollins' training school in Iowa. So yeah, man, Nathan Frazier. I think Nathan Frazier can be maybe maybe a mid-card champ one day. You know what I'm saying? If he stay consistent, but he got the talent. It's there. You know what I mean? But it was a good match. Yeah. All right, moving on. So we got Aleister Black. Aleister Black came back. His first match in WWE, I believe, in over 5 years. Obviously, he targeted The Miz last week. Kicked The Miz face off last week. And so we had Aleister Black versus Miz this week. And it was a good match. Obviously, Miz is in a vet stage in his career right now. Obviously, he's in a stage where he's still a respectable vet and a respectable superstar. He's just in a stage where he's helping putting over other superstars that need to be put over. You know what I mean? So it was a good match. Aleister Black looked good. He looked sharp. His striking was there, which is basically his main attribute is his striking. That's what he's known for, his striking. You know, he's trained in Muay Thai and things of that nature. So that was a good match. Aleister Black ended up winning that match with a black mask. I don't care what nobody say. Right now, I don't know if I want to say top 5. Definitely top 7. The Aleister Black's black mask kick is top 7 special in WWE. Top 7, definitely. Go argue with somebody else. I don't want to hear it. That black mask kick is different, and he's He's really the only one that does it, especially for a finisher. So, good to see Aleister Black back. He had a good match with the Miz. He won that. After the match, he had like a standoff with Carmelo Hayes. That'll be a good match right there. Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes. That's a good match right there. It's tough because I don't want to see neither of them lose. I don't want to see Carmelo lose right now, especially after him winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I kind of want to see Carmelo kind of take off from there. Um, Once I seen like the final like 8 to 10 people in the Battle Royal, I was like, okay, I kind of had a feeling Carmelo was gonna win. So I'm kind of happy that Carmelo had that moment and give him that little boost, and he won the Andre the Battle Memorial, Andre the Giant Battle Royal Memorial match. Y'all know what I mean. Um, but yeah, man, Carmelo versus Aleister, that'll be a good match. I just don't want to see either of them lose. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Moving on to another match, Rey Fenix versus Santos Escobar. That was a good match as well. It started off. It started off like a, like a dog fight. You know what I mean? Like they was slapping each other, punching each other in the chest and shit. It was physical. You know, the match started off real physical, but that was a good match. Rey Fenix ended up coming out on top of that with a meteor off the top rope, which you don't normally see that. Like the opponent grounded, and Rey came off the top rope with a meteor, knees to the head. That was crazy, but that was a good match. Rey Fenix ended up coming on top of that. Rey Fenix, Penta's little brother. I'm kind of interested to see where they going with this Andrade and Escobar angle. Cause Andrade ain't really. I don't. I think he's injured. I think he's dealing with like a knee injury right now. So that's why he's showing up on TV and getting TV time, but he ain't really been in a lot of matches lately. But I hope WWE don't fumble the bag with Andrade, cause Andrade is he a good superstar, man. Like he's a type he could be champion. You know what I mean? I don't know about world champion, but Andrade could be champion. No, Andrade is good. He really doesn't have a weakness. You know what I mean? He's a great wrestler. He's a high flyer. He's physical. He's smart. He's technical. He got submission moves. He's tough, tenacity. You know, he's good. He really don't have no weakness. You know what I mean? So I like Andrade. And hopefully WWE don't fumble him this time. Same thing with Aleister Black. Same thing with Rusev. You know, it's not about everybody don't have to win championships and be champions. You know, it's just about give them good storylines, give them good matches, give them some TV time. You know, let them work. You know what I mean? Just give them something to work with and let them take it from there. You know what I mean? That's all you can ask for as a WWE superstar is an opportunity. You know what I mean? If WWE gives you an opportunity, whatever they give you, take it and make it yours and make it count and stay consistent. And you know, you bound to be end up champion or in a main storyline on whatever brand. You know what I mean? Just so yeah. Hopefully, the ones who just came back recently can stay this time and find their stride and hit their stride, find their wave, find their niche. So that brings me to the main event. We had Jade Cargill teaming up with Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Naomi. That was a solid match. I want to say to the WWE fans though, man, like we got to start getting more turned up for the women's matches, like especially like the crowd that be there. Like sometimes I be feeling like some women's matches come, especially Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven. Like I feel like the crowd energy just wasn't there, man. It's like I feel like some of the women's matches, when a lot of people get up to go get popcorn and shit, and it's like, come on, man. Like we got to give the women the same kind of energy we give the men and whatever else is going on. Like So I just wanted to say that real quick. And we need to give more energy in the women's matches and get more turned up and show more appreciation to the women. Same thing we do as our favorite men WWE superstars. So yeah. So we had Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax and Naomi. It was a solid match. The match pretty much went how I expected it to. Um, I thought it was cool and a little different how they ended the match with a big power bomb from Jade to Nia Jax. I kind of felt like they did that because maybe I don't know, maybe y'all think Jade can get Nia Jax up for a Jaded? I think she can. Like I think Jade can get Nia up for a Jaded. I don't know if they tried it and maybe it wasn't working and that's why they decided, okay, let's just end the match with a power bomb off the rope. You know what I mean? But I'm thinking like, damn, if you can carry her, cause she carried her for about 2 or 3 steps at least, at minimum. So I'm thinking like, damn, if you can carry her for a power bomb, Nia can't jump into a Jaded real quick. You know what I mean? But whatever. It was a good match. It ended with a power bomb from Jade to Nia. Jade got the pin, and Jade and Tiffany, you know, they had their little standoff at the end of the match. Jade basically letting Tiffany know she coming. And then Naomi basically laid out both of them. Naomi came out of nowhere, laid out Tiffany, laid out Jade. And it made me think like, okay, I'm thinking Jade gonna win next week for the #1 contenders match. I'm thinking she'll fight Tiffany for the belt, but I think Naomi will cost Jade. And I think that'll lead Naomi and Jade to another match. Because I think Naomi and Jade will probably have at least 1 or 2 more matches. You know, because most personal feuds go at least 3 or 4 matches, at least. You know what I mean? So Jade and Naomi really only had 1 match. I mean, if you want to count this tag match, whatever, but they really only had one-on-one match. So I think whenever Jade gets her opportunity at the title, I think Naomi is gonna cost her. And then, you know, she's gonna interrupt the match or Naomi is gonna get involved in that match somehow. And that's gonna lead to another Jade and Naomi match. But, you know, so yeah, man, that'll wrap up another rundown. My first Friday night rundown. It's your boy King Lee, co-host of the HeelFace podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it.